What's up, baseball fans? So it's been a few weeks since we've checked in with the KBO. We've had the MLB draft going on. We've had all these annoying negotiations going on. But hey, there is baseball going on in the KBO, so let's go take a look at how it's going in the league. At number 10 on my power rankings this week, I have the SK Wyverns. In my last power rankings, I had the Wyverns not in the 10 spot for the first time all year, but the tide has turned rather quickly. In their last 10 games, they've gone 1-9 and currently sit in 9th place with a record of 12-29. Guys like Jamie Romack and Jung Choi are having pretty good seasons, but other than that, there's nothing to see here. At number 9, I have the Hanwha Eagles. The Eagles simply find themselves in the 9 spot because the Wyverns have been that bad lately, and they sit in last place with a 10-32 record. Other than Warwick Sappold, who has an ERA of 3.39 this year in 58 1/3 innings, the Eagles don't really have much else going on. At number 8, I have the Lotte Giants. The Giants do currently sit in 6th in the standings, but I'm ranking them as the 7th best team thus far. In their last 10 games, they've gone 4-6. The problem lately has been the bullpen, which for the most part has been pretty good this year, but this past week they blew 2 extra inning games along with a game against the Heroes in which they let them tie it up in the 8th and gave up a walk-off double in the 9th. In the rotation, other than Dan Straley, who has an ERA of 2.10 in about 56 innings this year, there really isn't much else going on. As for the offense, sure, Dae-Ho Lee has 29 RBIs, but he only has an OPS of 876, and for a guy that's supposed to be the leader of your offense, that's not great. Aesop Sun does have an OPS of 920 so far, but he's only hit 2 homers. The Giants need to find ways to contribute more from everywhere. At number 7, I have the KT Wiz. The Wiz have been a letdown this year so far and currently sit in 8th in the standings, but I'm going to put them in the 7th spot because they've played well as of late, going 7-3 in their last 10 games. The good thing about this team so far has been the offense, with guys like Kong Baek Ho and Mel Rojas Jr. having MVP caliber seasons, along with guys like Jong Dae Bae and Han Jun Yu playing solid as well. However, the pitching continues to be the problem, with Jae-Song Bae's 4.02 ERA being the best in the rotation, and their closer, Jae-Yoon Kim, who does have 5 saves this year, but he has a terrible ERA of 6.75. The Wiz will look to gain some ground this upcoming week with a tough series against the Dinos, along with the series against the Eagles. At number 6, I have the Samsung Lions. This Lions team has pitched their butts off this year, and they've been decent in their last 10 games, going 6-4. Guys like David Buchanan, Tae-In Won, and Dae-Woo Kim are pitching respectably in the rotation, and Kyu Min Woo has 7 saves out of the bullpen. However, the Lions still only find themselves 7th in the standings with a record of 20-22. The problem has been the offense, which ranks 6th in runs scored. They do have Tyler Saladino, but there isn't much else in that lineup. If the Lions want to make a playoff push for the 5th seed, they're going to have to find a way to score more runs. At number 5, I have the Kia Tigers. The Tigers have played well as of late, going 7-3 in their last 10 games and currently sit in 5th place in the standings with a record of 23-18. While the starting pitching has been inconsistent, the bullpen continues to pitch really well, with 4 of the Tigers' wins this week all being by 3 runs or less. The offense as a whole also continues to do well, with Preston Tucker leading the way, who's hitting .357 with 11 homers, 40 RBIs, and a 1.093 OPS. This upcoming week, they'll look to gain some ground in the standings with a series against the Giants, along with a tough series against the Heroes. In the 4th spot, I have the Kiwoom Heroes. The Heroes were a bit shaky a few weeks ago, but it looks like they've found their stride as of late, going 7-3 in their last 10 games, along with 5 straight wins that puts them in 4th place in the standings heading into this week. As of right now, the Heroes lead the league in ERA with a 4.21, and a big reason for that is Eric Jokic. He continues to be one of the best pitchers in the league, even with losses in his last 2 starts, with a record of 5-2, an ERA of 1.68, and a WHIP of 0.99. As for the offense, Jung-Hoo Lee continues to be one of the best players in the league, hitting .378, 7 homers, 28 RBIs, and a 1.090 OPS. Ha-Sung Kim has been playing a lot better as of late after a slow start, with an average of .270, 8 homers, 25 RBIs, and an OPS of .893. However, Byung-Ho Park continues to struggle. Even though he has 8 homers, he only has a .202 average, along with an OPS of .755. A couple others have been inconsistent as well, such as Jun Tae Park and Byung-Woo Jeon, But even with these guys not playing up to their capabilities, the Heroes still rank 3rd in the league in runs. However, this past week, they were able to sign former first rounder from the major leagues, Addison Russell. Russell did have a domestic violence incident back in late 2018 that caused him to get a 40-game suspension, and he never really got it together in 2019 with the Cubs. However, this is a guy that has proven to have success in the major leagues, averaging 16 homers and 67 RBIs a season in 5 seasons with the Cubs. And at only 26 years old, Russell can end up being a huge pickup for a Heroes team that only sits 4 games back of first place. This upcoming week will be a tough one for the Heroes as they have a series against the Twins and the Tigers. At number 3, I have the LG Twins. After a slow start to the season, the Twins have proved to be one of the more consistent teams in the league with a record of 25-16 that has them 3rd in the standings. However, after having a good start to last week by sweeping the Eagles, they got swept by the Bears, including a game in which they gave up 18 runs. Surprisingly, the 2 pitchers that were supposed to carry this team, Casey Kelly and Tyler Wilson, have been inconsistent, with Kelly sporting an ERA of 5.00 and Wilson with a 4.18. They have had good performances lately from Min-Ho Lee and Woo Young-jung, however. Min-Ho Lee hasn't given up more than 2 runs in a start this year, and Woo Young-jung has 4 saves and 5 holds on the year out of the bullpen. As for the offense, Roberto Ramos continues to rake, hitting .358 with 13 homers, 31 RBIs, and a 1.163 OPS. The Twins will look to bounce back from the sweep to the Bears when they take on the Heroes and the Wyverns this upcoming week. At number 2, I have the Doosan Bears. The Bears are currently tied with the Twins for 2nd, but I'm giving the Bears the edge here simply due to the fact that the Bears just swept the Twins this past week, scoring 18 runs on them in the first game and only allowing 2 runs against them in the next 2 games. The Bears are still near the bottom of the league in ERA with a 5.08 that ranks them 8th overall, but they've pitched better in recent weeks with guys like Raul Alcantara only allowing 4 runs combined in his last 2 starts, Hu Quan Yu not losing a game since his first start of the season, and Duck Ju Han saving 7 games out of the bullpen so far this year. However, Young Ha Lee continues to struggle, allowing 7 runs in each of his last 2 starts. Where the Bears do see production consistently, though, is the offense, where they rank 2nd in the league in runs scored. Jose Miguel Fernandez continues to have a solid season, hitting .380 with a 1.000 OPS, along with 7 homers and 33 RBIs, while Ju Huan Choi has hit 8 homers along with an OPS of .907. The Bears will have a series with the Wyverns to start this upcoming week, along with a huge series against the best team in the league, the NC Dinos. And at number 1, I have the NC Dinos. The Dinos continue to be the best team in the KBO this year, even after going 4-6 in their last 10 games, sitting in first with a record of 28-12. They ranked 1st in runs scored with 268 and 4th in ERA with a 4.40. However, like I said, they're 4-6 in their last 10 games. This past week, they dropped 2 to the Tigers, with the 3rd game of the series being rained out, but they did take 2 of 3 against the Eagles. Chang Mo Koo continues to be absolutely ridiculous on the mound, sporting a record of 6-0, along with an ERA of 0.82 and a whip of 0.65. He is on a crazy pace right now, throwing at least 6 innings in each start this year, while each of those starts has been a quality start. Drew Rucinski continues to have a phenomenal year as well, with a record of 4-1, an ERA of 2.50, and a whip of 1.15. While the pitching has been good, the offense has been even better, with guys like Jin Sung Kong ranking 1st in the league with an OPS of 1.250, and Sung Bum Na ranking 3rd in the league with 12 homers. Sure, this team hasn't been clicking on all cylinders lately, but any good team will go through a rough stretch at times, so I'm not worried about the Dinos at all. They're clearly the best team in the league so far. So those are my power rankings for this week. Tell me down below in the comments, how do your power rankings look? That's all I got for right now. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.